The Friends of Mary Cummings Park have been recognized by the trustees as their Volunteers of the Year, a particularly meaningful recognition due to the fact that Mary Cummings Park almost wasn't.
I've heard from a number of directions that if it wasn't for the efforts of the Friends of Mary Cummings Park starting over 10 years ago, that the park almost certainly would have been developed. We would have been looking at housing in supermarkets or a mall right now.
That park was supposed to be a park forever, as Mary Cummings said in her will, forever a public pleasure ground. Something happened in the translation of this, and at one point the city of Boston was spending money out of the trust to have people survey the property, etc., looking at maybe the potential of putting housing or dividing up the property.
So when this became well known that Boston was making a focused effort to sell the park to developers, some people formed the Friends of Mary Cummings Park.
The Friends really went to town to make sure that never happened.
And they fought tooth and nail. They went to the Attorney General's office and they sat there and said, you must not let this happen. They raised a ton of money and they spent a whole bunch of money on legal fees.
They've raised money, they've been advocates, they've been working with the legislature and the city of Boston and others over these years to really protect that park.
Another group of us sort of came along. Myself, Steve O'Leary has been the president during this whole transition to the trustees. We worked very hard pulling every kind of little string and writing letters that we could to encourage the city to make the deal with the trustees, because we knew that once the trustees were engaged here, that the future of the park would be much, much, much safer.
The trustees became involved with Mary Cummings Park as the managers of the park for the city of Boston. That included all of the construction work that happened last spring we had received a park grant, or the city received a park grant. But the reality is this park wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for the Friends of Mary Cummings Park. This group of advocates has been working on saving this park since 2007. And some of the key co-founders were Catherine Moore and Steve Coletti. And then there's another whole group of volunteers that are part of the Friends that really work to save this park. And the trustees' mission is to save properties for the use of future generations, properties that have historic or scenic or ecological value. And, what we really do is try to protect the places people love. And in fact, that's exactly what the Friends of Mary Cummings Park did. And that's actually why we awarded them our Volunteer of the Year last year.
Didn't put all this effort in and all the blood, sweat, and tears in order to get recognition. But if you're human, you like to, when you do get recognized, it's a nice feeling. And especially I feel that way for the founders, Kath Moore again, Steve Coletti, and Pat O'Reilly. Those three really, it was the difficult, tough days. It was really a fight.
They really are a grassroots group, and I think the community certainly can thank them for what they have today.
Not only being recognized by the trustees, the Friends of Mary Cummings Park have saved one of Burlington's natural treasures. From Mary Cummings Park, I'm BNEWS reporter Tad Stefanak.